welcome back in. Week one is finally upon us. So let's go ahead and talk about our top kickers for week one on the slate. We're also going to talk about some of our streaming options we're going to focus on. Now, remember, when it comes to kickers, the thing we really care about the most is going to be third down conversion rate, passing yards for kickers. But with it being week one, those kind of get thrown out the window because we really have nothing to go off of. So the other really big key point that we should be looking for when determining taking a kicker, it's probably the easiest thing you can look at every single week, and that is implied team totals for that week. So really, I said this before on the previous video, but I'll say it again. Just go to Google, type NFL implied team total week one, and it'll pop up. There's multiple sites that have it. You can just go look and try to find, the best kicker available with the highest team total for that week, and that's really what we should be looking for because, obviously the higher points are projected, that means the higher points are going to be able to score. PATs are huge for kickers, and so that's what you should always look for. So that's going to be kind of where we go with this. So let's go ahead and get into it here. We're going to hit on our top 12, and then we'll move over to the guys you should be looking to stream for this week. But right off the top, we have Harrison Bucker, Justin Tucker. These two teams battle each other this week. You have Jake Elliott, who is going to be down in Brazil on Friday night. And then you have Kaimi Fairbairn, Evan McPherson, Youngwei Koo, Brandon Aubrey, Jason Sanders, Tyler Bass, Jake Bates, Cairo Santos, and Joshua Karty. Now, those last three are going to be pretty important because those are definitely three players that I definitely will be looking to stream. So let's go ahead and get right into that. We have five kickers for you this week that I think you can look to stream. So first up is Jake Bates, who is my kicker 10. He is 6% rostered. They go against the LA Rams. The Lions have the highest implied team total on the week at 27.5. And this game also has the highest overall total on the week as well at 51.5. So this is definitely a game we're going to want to target, and Jake Bates definitely makes a lot of sense. Now, if you're unfamiliar with who Jake Bates is, he was brought in after Michael Badgley went down with a season-ending injury. Bates previously played in the UFL. Now, he has an absolute cannon for a leg. He actually converted a 64-yard field goal this past season in the UFL. But his biggest question mark is going to be consistency. He made 17 to 22 field goals with the UFL, and during the preseason, he started 5 for 5 over the first two games, but struggled a little bit in the final preseason game where he actually missed a pretty easy 30-yard field goal, and then he barely got it through the uprights on a 46-yard attempt that he was able to make, and he also missed an extra point. But so I think that's going to be one of the biggest question marks because he's certainly a player that's going to be able to kick 50-plus yard field goals, which is going to matter for you. But the question will be, is consistent. Can he be consistent on a week-to-week basis? The only thing that would worry about for week one, we don't have to worry about that. Great matchup. They check every single box. Two really good offenses, high scoring. So Jake Bates is probably easily the best streaming option for this week. Let's keep moving here. Let's move over to Cairo Santos, who is rostered in 14% of leagues. The Bears have the eighth highest implied team total this week, sitting at a healthy 24.5. Santos was awesome last year as the kicker 3. He was also the kicker 6 at fantasy points per game last year. He converted 92% of his kicks last season, which was one of the highest rates in the league. Bears should be a much better offense this year with the drafting of Caleb Williams, bringing in Keenan Allen, and also drafting Roma Dunze. I think Santos has the shot to be more than just a 1 week stream, but regardless of that, he is a really good option this week. Next up, let's talk about Josh Karty, my kicker 12. The Rams have the ninth highest implied team total this week, and obviously we've already talked about this game has the highest total on the slate. But Josh Karty, if you're unfamiliar, is a rookie kicker. In Karty's final season at Stanford, he converted 23 of 27 field goals, but he did miss an extra point. He finished his college career with 51 converted field goals, which is the fifth most in program history. He also has a big leg, as 11 of his 23 field goals were 40-plus yards. His career long is 57 yards, so he certainly has the ability to knock down 50-yard field goals. Karty is definitely worth a look at streaming option, but he could also be another player you just hold on to at least until his week 6 bye. So Josh Karty, definitely somebody I like here. And then let's keep it moving. Let's move over to Matt Gay, rostered in 22% of leagues. The Colts enter week 1 with the 11th highest implied team total on the week, and is also this Texans and Colts game, third highest total game of the week as well. So obviously, it being in a dome was also going to help, but I think this game is going to be very high scoring. It's going to lead to a lot of opportunities for field goals and PATs. So Matt Gay, 22% rostered, also should be on your radar for this week. Lastly, let's talk about another rookie kicker, that is Cam Little. Jaguars open up with the Dolphins, and the Jaguars have the 12th highest implied team total this week, but this game has the second highest total on the week at 49.5. Now, if you're unfamiliar as well with Cam Little, Jaguars selected him in the 6th round of the 2024 draft. Little played at Arkansas, and it's quite the resume, honestly. He was one of the most accurate kickers in program history, converting 83% of his field goals and never missed an extra point. He certainly has the leg to make long field goals after he made 7 50-plus yard field goals, which is second most all-time in SEC history. This is also a good landing spot as Jaguars, despite their offensive issues last season, they did rank eighth in passing yards and 17th in third down conversion rate. So there is some room for improvement there. But the Jaguars' offense will look a little bit different this year with moving on from Calvin Ridley and Zay Jones. But they did bring in a first round pick on Brian Thomas this year, and then they also signed Gabe Davis. So I think this offense is going to have a little bit of a turnaround. Maybe look a little bit more of the offense it did over the first half of last season versus the second half last year. So injuries will play a big part of it. But Cam Little easily won the camp battle from Riley Patterson. It was pretty early in the process where they moved on and just went with Cam Little. I think Cam Little could be a really sneaky option as well. So I think those are kind of the five guys for me: Jake Bates, Cairo Santos, Matt Gay, and then Josh Karty, Cam Little. Let me know in the comment section below. We'll be back again next week for some more streaming options for you. We'll see you on the next one. Good luck week one. Let's get an early dub. So on our way to the championships. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.